Hey, everybody. It is Janet Metzger of the Network Marketers Den, and I want to welcome you to this week's podcast. And this podcast is about making mistakes. These are the mistakes you really don't want to make when you're setting your goals. You know, it is that time of the year. People are setting new goals. They're maybe working on their New Year's resolutions. It's just around the corner. But I'll tell you this, I never, ever, ever set a resolution. And you know why? Because I don't like to set myself up to fail. I don't know if you know this. This really surprised me. But on average, only 8% of people actually achieve their New Year's resolution. In fact, this one really blew me away. Most fail by the 12th of January. So not even 2 weeks into the new year. So is it any wonder why people don't set New Year's resolutions? Now, don't get me wrong. I am a believer in goal setting, and I've practiced goal setting for as long as I can remember, not only for myself, but in supporting others. I think the key with goal setting is that it helps you to get going. It gives you direction. It's your GPS of success. But the key that you've got to remember is you've got to set the right kind of goals, and you got to set them the right way. There are common mistakes that people make that really and truly with all the best intentions, but they set themselves up to fail right from the very beginning. So is it any wonder why people are reluctant to set goals, to have a resolution? Because they're kind of down on themselves. I haven't done it, been able to do it in the past. Why would I want to do it again? I don't have what it takes. So you've got to put yourself in the right place, the right frame of mind, and truly believe in yourself. And that takes some time. But here's the thing. There are mistakes that people make. In fact, there's a lot of mistakes. But what I want to be able to do is help you to focus on the ones that you really don't want to make. I mean, there's a laundry list, but we're going to look at the top 10 reasons why people fail at goal setting. And even if you've got one of these, you are really and truly not set up to win. Okay, so my top 10 list for when it comes to the mistakes, the biggest mistakes that people make with goal setting are this. Number 10, people set too many goals. I see it all the time. An example is I am going to run 3 miles a day. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm not going to eat any carbs. I'm going to get a new job that pays $500,000 a year. I'm going to improve my relationships, and they go on and on and on and on. I mean, I'm just tired listening to all of that. So what you got to do is you got to get rid of the squirrel syndrome, I call it, chasing too many different things and you don't catch any of it. So what you want to do is you want to focus on only 1 or 2 goals at a time. 1 or 2 goals at a time. Maybe one is personal, one is professional. Okay. So number 9, the number 9 reason why people fail at goal setting is they depend on others. They depend on others, and you can't control other people's actions. You're not in control. So if your goal is something that depends on other people, there's a real good chance you're not going to achieve it. You have to be in control. And when I say in control, I'm talking about the activities, the things that you do, the goal-producing activities. An example of a goal that I literally have had people say to me is that I am going to grow my earnings by $100,000 this year. And it's going to happen when my company changes the compensation plan. Now, they're thinking law of attraction, and I'm a law of attraction coach, but the real world is I can't put it out there for somebody else to do something. It's got to be something I want to do. So if that's how I am planning to increase my earnings by $100,000, I can pretty much tell you it's not going to happen because you can't control what other people do. So the goal that you set, you want to make sure that you're in control, because if you're in control of your activities, not anybody else is in control of the activities, you're going to win. Now, if it just so happens that everything comes together with somebody else and they do something to help you, win-win. But you can control what you do. You can't control what anybody else does. The number 8 reason why people fail is they don't set a specific goal. Too often I work with different clients over the years, and I hear something like, and I'll say, well, what do you want to do with your business? Well, I want to grow my business in the new year. And I keep asking questions. Well, like, to what level? How much do you want to earn? And what happens is that they really can't develop a clear-cut plan when they don't have a specific goal. I see it when people talk about their health, and they'll say, well, for the new year, I want to get healthy. And I'll ask, well, what does that mean? I mean, it's like saying, I want to go to California on vacation, and you don't know where you want to go. I mean, it's a big state. You've got to have it very specific of what you want. If you want to hit $100,000 in earnings, you've got to say, this is what I want to do. Then, of course, all the action plans and everything come. But you can't say, I want to make a lot of money, because quite frankly, I get that question a lot. Can I make a lot of money in network marketing? Well, what's your idea of a lot of money? Everybody's something different. So it's really important that when you set a goal, that it's specific and it's measurable. It's part of a SMART goal, if you will. So, for example, I want to release 25 pounds by a certain date, not I just want to lose weight. Okay, so you got to set a specific goal. Now, the number 7 reason why people fail is they actually set a negative goal. Example, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to eat any carbs. I'm not going to spend hours on social media. And the fact of the matter is, if you start thinking about that, that's what you're going to be doing. I think about it in terms of sports. Have you ever heard of an athlete, a baseball player gets up there and he says, I'm not going to strike out. I'm not going to strike out. I'm not going to strike out. Well, of course, he strikes out. That's what happens. Instead of a negative goal, think about, example, if you're on social media, that I spend too much time on social media and I'm only going to limit myself. I'm going to stop spending time on social media. Think about a goal that will replace it. What I'm going to do is I'm only going to spend 30 minutes a day on social media with the intent of growing my business. Okay. Talk about what you want and then replace it. Replace that negative goal with a positive goal. If it's health, I want to get healthy. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to eat refined carbs. I'm going to eat 6 servings of vegetables a day. I'm going to have 3 live conversations a day in my business. Okay, so make it very, very specific. It's like when somebody says, like I said, don't strike out. Guess what? They're going to strike out. The number 6 reason why people fail is they set too big of a goal. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe in what I call crazy goals. These are big, humongous goals that are kind of the overall arching goal. I have them on my vision board. I've done them for years and years and years. But a crazy goal that is really too big, it just doesn't make sense, could be something like this. And I've heard this one. These are not things I make up. This is what I hear. I've been in my business 3 months and I want to quit my day job next month. And by then I want to be able to replace my income. Okay. You just started and within a month you want to replace your income. Now, wouldn't that be wonderful? But the real world is that's likely not to happen. So it's too big of a goal. Now, that's the great big overarching goal, which is a great goal. That's a good crazy goal. But for that shorter term goal, it's probably not going to happen for you. So that's down the road. Instead, what you want to do is you want to set a goal that's a stretch goal. Okay, for shorter time, a stretch goal, and then that big overarching one is the long-term goal. Keep this in mind. When you set that stretch goal, that for the shorter term goal, whether it's 90 days, 180 days, a full year, you'll want to make sure that goal, that shorter term goal, is in alignment with the big goal, because you've got to hit those shorter term goals. If you want to quit your day job, you've got to hit the goals along the way. And as long as those goals are in alignment with that great big goal, you're going to win. Okay. Example, I am going to earn $75,000 from my side gig in 2022. If your crazy goal, your big goal, overarching goal is to earn 7 figures, this is truly in alignment. You're not going to go from 0 to $1 million just like that. So there's those milestones, those mile markers along the way. So don't set too big of a goal. But just as bad is reason number 5. Don't set too small of a goal. If you've already achieved that goal, for example, if your company has a level President's Club, and you say my goal, and you've been President's Club before, and you say my goal is President's Club, well, you've already been there, done that. A good goal is something that you have not done yet, because you see, you already know how to do it, and the whole idea is to stretch yourself. It's too small of a goal. And the reason why people do this is they think they're failing if they don't achieve the goal. But quite honestly, failing is not trying for something bigger. It's a journey. You got to remember that. It's a journey. A goal should really be stretching you. As one of my mentors, Bob Proctor, says, goals are for growing, not for getting. Okay, so you got to continue to grow. You're going to run into hiccups and detours along the way. So, keep that in mind. But if it's exciting enough to you, it's going to keep you going. I think of in the corporate world, people will say, oh, I'm really working for my raise. And I'm going, are you that excited about getting a 3% raise? No. But what if you could double your income? Boy, that would keep you going, wouldn't? Even if there's a detour, it's going to keep you going. And just remember, if it was easy, everybody would do it. So if you've done it before, it's really not a good goal. Instead, set a goal that is a stretch goal that's still in alignment with that great big goal, with that great big crazy goal. So now we come to number 4, expecting perfection. When you're going after something new that you haven't done before, you are going to have detours. And what you really need to do is you're going to have new activities, and you are going to have to develop new habits. So in your network marketing business, if you don't have the habit of doing 10 presentations in a week, and it's going to take 10 presentations in a week to achieve your goal, again, you don't go from 0 to 60. So in reality, it takes time to develop new habits. And you might have heard this adage before. Boy, I heard it throughout my corporate career. It takes 21 days to develop a habit. Well, I did things for 21 days and it didn't always work. Well, here's the truth of the matter. It really and truly takes, on average, 83 days to develop a new habit. Now, some are less, some are more, but it takes 83 days. So you've got to know you're not going to come out of the gate perfect. You've got to set a goal that you have to realize, didn't do it today, but I got to keep going. So here's something that I have found works really, really well. It does for me. Is that I don't expect perfection because I know I'm never going to get there. But what I do is I celebrate my wins on a daily basis. So, for example, if I do something that is geared towards my goal, a daily activity that I said I'm going to do, that something I haven't done before, and I'm stretching myself a little bit, when I do that for that day, I actually reward myself. We all want instant gratification, and I love to pay myself. Okay. So I'll take literally $5 out of my wallet and I'll throw it in my stash. And I take those $5 at a time. Some weeks it's $5. Some weeks it's $35 if I do it every single day. But I take those earnings. Number one, it feels really great to put it in and I think about it, but that's my vacation fund. So I don't have to wait until I achieve that super duper great big goal to celebrate. I'm celebrating my wins on a daily basis. So I don't beat myself up. Don't beat yourself up. We all have positive reinforcement. So you don't have to wait for somebody else to give you positive reinforcement. Give yourself that positive reinforcement. Now, the number 3 reason why people fail at goals is they underestimate the amount of time and effort that it's going to take. But that's okay. And here's why you underestimate. If it's the right goal, remember, it's something you've never done before. So you really have no idea how long it's going to take. You can't necessarily go on what it's taken somebody else. And we think we failed because we didn't achieve the goal in time. But, it's kind of like we know it takes 9 months for a baby. And we don't start stressing at 3 or 4 months down the road. When's that baby coming? When's that baby coming? We know that it's 9 months, right? But with a new goal, with something we've never done before, we really don't know how long it's going to take. So if you can set the exact amount of time, it's probably the wrong goal. But if you've got the right goal and you're not sure on the amount of time, take an educated guess. And remember, it's the right goal. It's just the wrong time frame. So here's a trick. Do this. Set your goal based on when you want to achieve it, not by how long you think it will take, because you really don't know. Remember, if you do know, it's not the right goal. It's something you've done before. So in this case, if you miss the date, I missed the date. But if you get close to the date, then you can say, well, there's just no way it's going to happen. Reset the date. Never reset the goal. If it's a goal you really want, the goal is right. It's just the wrong date. The number 2 reason why people fail is they set a goal that's somebody else's. I really struggled with this one because this could be the number 1 reason. If it's somebody else's goal, you're never, ever really going to achieve it. It's the old, it's got to be your idea. If it's your idea, you're more likely to embrace it. Well, if it's your goal, you're more likely to embrace it. So too often when people set a goal, it's something that you should do. Okay. You should become a double diamond, triple awesome distributor. Okay. Everybody should want to quit their day job. Well, maybe that's not what you want. Maybe you love your day job. Maybe you are so happy there and you've got lots of friends. Oftentimes the goals come from somebody else. It's from the upline, it's from the company, it's from what your parents say, whatever the case may be. These are the things that you should do. Oftentimes, there's a really good chance that it's in the other person's best interest. Because see, if you become a double diamond, triple awesome distributor, they're going to be a triple diamond, triple awesome distributor. Okay. So it's about them, not about you. So make sure that it's really and truly what you want. Because if you're going after somebody else's goal, the minute there's a roadblock, you are going to fail. Okay. Because you don't really, really want it. It's, I guess I should do this. I should want to quit my job. You're going to quit. And that's okay. Because then you'd be quitting on somebody else's goal. But if it's your goal, you're going to keep on doing it. So do this instead. This is a biggie. You need to take time to really figure out what you want. It's not just pull it out of the air. This can take days. to really get down to the right goal. It takes time. It takes effort. You've got to have the right tools to not only achieve the goal, but to decide, is this what I really, really want? I mean, there's goals that we go after. I want this brand new job. Is that what you really, really want? The key to knowing if you have the right goal, really and truly, though, has to do with the number one mistake that people make. Their number one mistake is people set goals and they don't know why. They don't know what their why is. Too many times, people are confused with the what with the why. I want to quit my job. They think that's the goal. But I want to know, why do you want to quit your job? And somebody might say, I don't want to have to pay a babysitter anymore. And then I'll ask again, why? Well, I want to raise the kids myself. Why? Because I know I'm a good mom and we can have fun together and I can show them different things. Why do you want to do that? And as they keep peeling that onion and they keep asking why, you really get to the root of it. And maybe that person, when they were growing up, was a latchkey kid and they don't want their kids to be that way. I have found that I know when I've got my real why, I get a tingly feeling. It makes me smile. Sometimes it makes me cry. It's really heart-centered. I can feel it. And when you've got that why, and you know why you're really and truly doing something, you are definitely going to win. So if you know your why, it's going to be so much easier to figure out and decide what your goal is. And believe me, it will be your own goal. So those are the things you want to avoid. But what you want to make sure that you do is that when you get that right goal, that you have to have the right activities. Too many times people are busy being busy. And when they're busy being busy, they're broke. Okay, you've got to find the activities that are focused on you achieving your goal. And you have to be consistent with these activities. And that's when the magic happens. It's not, a once a week or a weekend warrior, if you will. It is these daily methods of operations, the things that you do on a consistent basis, whether it's 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week. That's totally your call. But you've got to be consistent with it. And that's why it's important to pick the right things. There really and truly is so much that goes into goal setting and goal getting, more importantly, that I literally have spent an entire career learning about it and practicing the different techniques. And I'm learning all of the time. And I continue to focus on my own goals. That's why I'm doing this podcast just for you, but really and truly it's for me, because these are good reminders for myself. And I just think it's so important that you take the time and do that, even if you do it in 15 minutes a day and write the different things down. But know this, when you have the right tools and you set the right goals and you're consistent with those right activities and you've got the guidance, somebody that can help you with it, whether it's an upline, a coach, a mentor, whatever the case may be, you're 90% there. But I'm going to tell you what's going to put you over the top. And that is the desire. If you have the desire and you really, 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 really want it, there's no stopping you. So just know this. Those are the 10 mistakes you want to avoid. But here's the biggest one of all. The biggest mistake that people make is they don't set any goals. So don't make that mistake. Take the time. You're well worth it. And remember, goals are not for getting. Goals are for growing. So this is Janet Metzger of the Network Marketers Den. I look forward to seeing you in our Facebook group called the Network Marketers Den. And you can check out my website at coachjanetm.com. So here's to you achieving all your goals and dreams. Take care.